Coach,
you were balanced offensively in that 205 yards rushing, 300 yards passing, 505 yards offense. I mean, it was very, hand in hand, very complementary. You got that running game going, the passing game as well.
That's how you want it to look. You want to be able to play with the lead, empty your playbook in that regard, and be really balanced on first and second down. And again, our guys allowed us to do that. They put us in that position. Joe and Gio were running hard when they got their opportunities. Some of those receivers that got carries got their opportunities, and so they kept us in good, manageable situations and allowed us to play how we want to play.
Coach, is this the type of balanced attack you want? I mean, Joe Burrow passed for 36 times, and then Mixon had, 30? You guys had 34 runs total overall. Is this the type of balanced offense you envisioned going into the season?
It is, but the key is we still got to start faster than what we did today. For them to get points on the board first, we got to get that corrected. And that's really in all three phases for us. And because otherwise, we played the type of game we want to play. We got to start faster and jump out to an earlier lead.
How good did it feel to see Joe Mixon have the game he did? I know it's been taking a while for him to break out. How good did that see?
It's great for him, and for a lot of these guys that are so unselfish, they don't always get the stats they want every single week, but that's really what this team is made of, a bunch of unselfish guys. And for a guy like Joe Mixon, it hasn't necessarily gone the way he hoped the first 3 weeks, and that's not on him. That's on everybody. So for him to be rewarded and have the 3 touchdowns and the big long runs, and that's what we expect to see from our offense.
Zach, Joe became the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to throw for 300 or more yards in 3 straight games. What's enabled him to kind of be successful so early in his career?
So much chemistry with the receivers, as we get going through every week. Every week is so critical for us just in terms of the overall chemistry of our team. So he's getting a much better feel for all these receivers. We got several new receivers that didn't play here last year that we're getting a feel for, how do we utilize them best? When the run game does what it does, it takes the pressure off that to where we can take some completions and some shots and play actions. And again, I thought the offensive line did a tremendous job today. They kept him clean. They had some great blocks in the run game, tight ends as well, receivers as well. Just all the things that we talked about correcting last week coming off the field against Philly. I thought our guys were so dialed in this week. It was our best week of practice we've had in 2 years here. The energy was tremendous. The guys took that to the field and made it count.
Zach, what can you do, if anything, to get – okay, sorry, Zach. What can you do, if anything, to get A.J. Green going? I realized he was banged up a little bit, it looked like today on his wrist maybe, but what can you do to get him more involved somehow in this offense, even though you did win today?
Yeah, there was opportunities where we called things that were designed to go to him, where the ball just went other places for explosive plays. And that's the thing, and I talked to all these guys on offense. We're not going to worry about guys getting their touches and their targets. There's enough weapons to where we can win football games, and there might be games where you have 1 catch for 3 yards, and there might be games where you have 10 for 150. And again, just going back to the unselfish players and high character guys we got on this team, they understand that. They just want to win, whatever that takes. 550 yards and you got 1 catch. AJ was as happy as anybody else in that locker room, and so again, his time will come.
What did you think about Alex Redmond's performance?
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
What did you think about Alex Redmond's performance in his first start this year?
That one's a little harder for me right now. That's when I got to see the tape. And when you're calling the plays, you're just thinking about the next play. And it was hard for me to assess, specifically one offensive lineman.
With talking about AJ, the guy that has been stepping up, Tyler Boyd, what about his performance today?
He's been consistent. That's what TB is. He brings it every single day. Into the meetings, into the practice field. He's been consistent every game. He's a reliable target for Joe. He gets where he's supposed to be on time. He can separate against any DB in this league. And, so, again, he's been dependable since I walked in the door here.
Zach, as you guys were trying to figure out ways to get the run game going this week, how much did you look at just scheming up more opportunities, doing different things, whether it was, we saw the reverses, the jets, was that a big part of what you felt you had to do to kick the run game into gear?
No, we felt like we left, probably 75, 80 yards on the field last week just because of lack of details. And so, again, we're not going to overreact to any one game. We know where we're lacking and where we can be better. Scheme sometimes changes from opponent to opponent, so you see a couple different things this week. But, again, we felt like we left a ton of yards on the field last week. But, again, it was much improved this week, and I'm excited to watch the tape and get a chance to see who really helped us there.
Hey, Zach, beyond the obvious, why did everything work in the third quarter?
Just playing complementary football. Our defense was getting stops. Offense started the half scoring. That's a big thing for us to come out the gate. and score, and then for the defense to immediately get a stop. And so now you're scoring points on successive possessions there. The defense is getting the stops. You get a chance to start to build that lead. That's not something we've had the opportunity to do very much of. And so, again, just goes back to complementary football, all three phases working together. This was really the first game we were able to put that together for all 4 quarters.
Hey, guys, 2 more, Coach.
Coach, did you do anything specifically with Mixon to get him downhill? Did you guys make a tweak or two in the run game?
Same plays we've been running. It's just guys were really dialed in this week to the details, and we almost went overboard with that stuff to make sure that we sent that message to our guys that it's going to take all 11. It's not just the O-line. It's not just the running back. It takes everybody. And the guys really bought in, had a tremendous week, did a lot of extras on their own to help prepare for this game. And this is what the payoff looks like.
It took you to week 13 last season to get your first victory, and it was very emotional for you and the locker room. Does this victory feel a lot different? It seems different for you.
We've been expecting to win, and so this is the first game we finished, and that's all it is. It's not the same. Last year when you get to 13 weeks, man, you really do feel that, and so we've expected to win every single week. So this isn't the same feeling because we've expected this to come, and we know there's more coming around the horizon.
Zach, Joe should really 4 games in should be, that's really the end of his preseason. Now he's through the first quarter of his regular season. I mean, what is that like to see Burrow's development so far, and what do you make of his first quarter of NFL football?
Yeah, he's not a rookie. I don't even think about that because it doesn't feel like there's a rookie. He doesn't act like a rookie. He's in command. Guys believe in him. Those guys around him are really stepping up, and he's becoming a real leader on this football team.
And what does it do for Joe to finally get that first win as well?
It gets the monkey off your back a little bit. That's the truth. You got to get that first win of the season. And, it just a lot of the small things that pop up over the weeks when you're not winning, they add up. And so to get that first win, everybody gets that pressure off of them a little bit. Now we can just free up and go play ball.
Guys, last question for Coach.
Coach, what did you tell him at halftime? I mean, obviously the self-destruction, it wasn't that the Jaguars were stopping you. It was that you're stopping yourself. What kind of things did you tell them at halftime for them to just adjust the way they did in the second half?
Oh, nothing. Outside of that 2-minute drive there, I thought that we played pretty well on defense in the first half, and offensively we knew we scored and got called for holding call and had to kick the field goal, and then got down to the inch-yard line. Outside of that first 3 and out, we really felt like we were in total control there. So again, it's just not panicking. You got 30 more minutes of football to play. You get the ball first. We knew what we were capable of, and just glad our guys really answered the bell and came out and did a great job.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you all.